What if the signs you've been searching for have been right in front of you this whole time? What if the way he looks at you, the way he moves when you're near, or the words he chooses to say are not random at all, but hidden signals meant only for you? Most people live their lives missing these small signs, not because they're not there, but because they never learned how to see them. And here's the truth: the difference between confusion and clarity is awareness. The difference between questioning yourself and stepping into your power is learning how to read what's really being said, even in silence. Every woman deserves that clarity. Every woman deserves to know when she's admired, respected, and desired. But the world often tells you to second-guess yourself, to overthink, to assume you're imagining things. How many times have you felt a spark, but then silenced yourself with doubt? How many times have you asked, was that just me, or was he really flirting? Deep down, you already know the answer. Your intuition knows. Your heart feels it. But when your mind is clouded with uncertainty, you lose your power. That's why this moment is important, because once you understand the secret signs of flirting, you stop chasing answers outside of yourself. You stop wasting energy on mixed signals. Instead, you stand strong in the truth of what you see, what you feel, and what you deserve. That's not just about recognizing if someone likes you. It's about owning your confidence as a woman. And let me remind you of this: you are worthy of being wanted. You are worthy of someone showing you without hesitation that they are interested in you. This is not about playing games. This is not about guessing. This is about stepping into the kind of self-respect that refuses to settle for less than genuine energy. Because attraction should never leave you anxious. It should leave you inspired. Now, here's why this matters so much to your journey. When a man flirts with you, it's not just about the words he says. Words can be rehearsed, polished, and even fake. But human psychology teaches us that the body rarely lies. Subconscious actions, hidden patterns, small details, those are the places where truth escapes. A glance, a smile, a small lean toward you. Those are not accidents. They are windows into his interest. And when you can read them, you gain more than knowledge. You gain power. Think about it. How many times in your life have you missed opportunities because you didn't notice what was right in front of you? Or maybe you noticed, but you didn't trust yourself enough to believe it. That hesitation cost you clarity. That doubt kept you stuck. But today you are learning to see differently. Today you are learning to listen with your eyes, to pay attention with your intuition, and to believe in your ability to know. And this is your reward for staying with me until the end of this message. You will walk away not only knowing the 10 secret signs that he is flirting with you, but also with a stronger belief in yourself. You'll stop overanalyzing every smile, every word, every text message. Instead, you'll begin to trust your own strength and your own perception. You will see what's real, and you will feel more certain than ever before. That is a gift you deserve. But before we get into those signs, let's take a step back, because the real reason most people miss flirting cues isn't lack of intelligence. It's lack of presence. We are so caught up in thinking about tomorrow, worrying about the past, or doubting our worth in the present that we fail to see the obvious. Flirting is about energy, and energy is only felt in the now. When he leans closer, when his eyes meet yours a little too long, when his words soften around you, it's not something you'll catch if your mind is racing. It's something you'll only recognize when you are grounded in your own confidence. Here's the empowering truth. The more confident you become, the clearer these signs will appear, because confidence sharpens awareness. It tells your mind, I don't need to chase validation. I only need to observe. And from that place, you see things differently. You notice the details. You feel the shifts. You know when someone's interest is real. And the best part, you no longer settle for less than that truth. So ask yourself this: are you ready to step into that level of awareness? Are you ready to trust that you are worth genuine attention, not confusion? Because this journey is not just about knowing when a man is flirting. It's about knowing that you are powerful enough to attract, to deserve, and to choose. Stay with me until the end, because every single sign we uncover is not just information. It's transformation. By the time we finish, you will never look at a conversation, a glance, or a moment the same way again. You will walk with sharper eyes, a stronger mind, and a deeper confidence in yourself. And that is the reward that will stay with you long after this video ends. Because love is not about guessing games. Attraction is not about confusion. And you, yes, you, are worthy of nothing less than clarity, respect, and genuine connection. Awareness is the light that removes all the shadows of doubt. When you learn to open your eyes to what is really happening, life begins to look different. In relationships, awareness is not just about noticing what someone says, it's about understanding the hidden message behind every action. It's about training your mind to see patterns where most people see randomness. And when you master this, you no longer feel powerless in love. You step into a place of strength where you can tell with clarity whether a man's energy is genuine or not. Most people drift through interactions on autopilot. They hear the words, but they don't feel the intention. They see gestures, but they don't connect them with meaning. That is why so many women end up confused, questioning themselves, and wasting time on people who never deserve them. But awareness changes that. It sharpens your perception like a blade. It gives you the ability to detect truth in the smallest details. With awareness, you no longer wonder, does he like me? Instead, you simply know, because the signs become undeniable. Think of awareness as a mirror. When you raise your awareness, it not only reveals the truth about him, but it also reflects the truth about you. You start to recognize your worth. You start to see how much power you hold. And this shift is life-changing because once you see your own value clearly, you will never allow anyone to treat you as less than they should. Psychology teaches us that awareness builds self-control, and self-control builds confidence. A confident woman doesn't chase. She doesn't beg for answers. She doesn't crumble in uncertainty. She sees reality, and she makes her choices from a place of strength. Awareness also frees you from illusions. Have you ever noticed how the mind loves to create stories? You replay a moment over and over, twisting it in 100 directions, and the more you think, the more lost you feel. That's because imagination without awareness is dangerous. But when you awaken your awareness, those stories lose their grip. You no longer have to invent meaning. You see what is actually there. You see the difference between a man who is polite and a man who is truly intrigued. You see the difference between friendliness and desire, and that ability saves you from heartache because it prevents you from attaching yourself to someone who was never meant for you. Here's another truth. Awareness is the root of freedom. Without it, you are chained to uncertainty. With it, you are liberated. Once you learn to read the unspoken language of attraction, you won't feel stuck waiting for someone to confess their feelings. You'll already know. You'll see it in the way his energy shifts, in the way his actions align with his interest. And that knowledge gives you choice. Choice is power. When you have choice, you can decide if he is worthy of your time, your trust, and your love. The beauty of awareness is that it also removes fear. Fear thrives in confusion. Fear grows when you feel blind, when you don't know where you stand. But when you open your awareness, fear has no place to live. You no longer waste nights overthinking. You no longer ask yourself if you're imagining things. Instead, you stand tall, knowing exactly what's happening around you. That is the kind of confidence that transforms relationships, because men are drawn to women who move with certainty, not doubt. And let's go even deeper. Awareness doesn't just show you others. It also awakens you to yourself. When you are aware, you notice how you react, how you carry yourself, how your energy influences the people around you. You begin to see the invisible power you've always had. And with that realization, something magical happens. You stop waiting to be chosen, and you start choosing. You stop giving all your attention to whether he likes you, and instead you ask, do I like him? Does he meet my standards? This is the transformation awareness brings. It puts you back in control. Awareness is not about overanalyzing every move. It's about quiet observation. It's about slowing down enough to feel the moment as it truly is. Because the truth is always there, but it whispers. The only question is, are you quiet enough inside yourself to hear it? The more you practice awareness, the less noise fills your mind. You stop fighting with doubt, you stop second-guessing, and you start living in clarity. The mind that is aware no longer settles for half-hearted affection. It no longer confuses attention with intention. It no longer accepts crumbs when it deserves the feast. This is what awareness gives you: the strength to see reality, the wisdom to trust yourself, and the courage to walk away when something doesn't feel right. When you carry this awareness into every interaction, you'll notice something extraordinary. Life feels lighter. You no longer stress over what every glance means. You no longer feel trapped in games. Instead, you move with a deep sense of certainty that no one can take from you. And the truth is, that energy is magnetic. The more aware you are, the more men will be drawn to you. because awareness radiates confidence, and confidence is irresistible. So let this be your reminder. Awareness is not just a skill, it is a shield, it is a guide, and it is a gift. It protects you from confusion, it guides you toward truth, and it gives you the ability to stand tall, knowing that you deserve clarity in every connection. The eyes are the first doorway to hidden emotion. Long before words are spoken, the gaze reveals what the heart tries to hide. A man may attempt to control his posture, his tone, or even his words, but his eyes will always betray his true feelings. Human psychology proves that eye contact is one of the strongest indicators of attraction. It is instinctive, primal, and almost impossible to fake for long. When a man is drawn to you, his eyes will seek you out in any room, even when he doesn't realize he's doing it. Pay attention to the way his gaze lingers. Not every glance means something, but when he looks at you and holds it for just a moment too long, it carries weight. That extra second is where truth slips through. It is not the casual politeness of everyday interaction. It is curiosity, fascination, and interest wrapped into one silent signal. In that pause, he is giving away more than he ever could with words. Notice how his eyes behave in your presence compared to others. With people he feels neutral toward, his gaze will be quick, functional, nothing more. But when he is flirting with you, there is a softness, a spark, even a kind of restlessness in the way he watches you. His pupils may dilate, his eyebrows may lift slightly, and his focus may sharpen whenever you speak. These are small details, but they matter. The subconscious cannot hide desire. It leaks through the eyes, and awareness allows you to catch it. Think of his eyes as a reflection of where his attention lives. If he constantly looks your way, even when you are not directly engaging him, that is not random. That is focus. That is interest pulling him toward you like gravity. And when he quickly looks away after you catch him staring, that is even louder. It shows he was observing you but wasn't ready to reveal it openly. Those moments of stolen glances are among the most telling signs of hidden attraction. Psychology also shows that when someone is intrigued, they will blink less, their eyes will widen, and their gaze will try to connect. This is the body's natural way of holding on to something it desires. So when his eyes seem locked on you, it is because in that moment you are his center of attention. He may not say it, but his gaze already has. There's also a different kind of look, the playful glance. This is when he looks at you, then quickly looks away with a smile, almost as if sharing a secret only you would understand. It carries a lightness, a spark of mischief, a sense of testing the waters. This type of look is often overlooked by women who doubt themselves, but it is one of the clearest indicators that he is sending subtle invitations for connection. Even in a crowd, the eyes reveal who he prioritizes. When many voices are speaking, but his gaze keeps returning to you, understand that his focus is not scattered. It is directed. He may laugh with others, but his eyes keep checking where you are, as if anchoring himself. That behavior is rarely accidental. It is one of the most powerful nonverbal signals of attraction because it shows where his attention naturally gravitates. And let's go deeper. Attraction through the eyes isn't just about how long he looks, it's also about how he listens. When you speak, does he lock in, giving you the full weight of his gaze, or does he drift off, distracted by his surroundings? A man who is flirting will give his eyes as a gift of presence. He will absorb you, not just your words, but the way you say them. This kind of attentive eye contact is a clear sign of interest, and it is something you should never ignore. But there's something even more profound. The eyes don't just show desire, they create connection. When two people lock eyes and hold that gaze even for a few seconds, oxytocin, the bonding hormone, is released. This is why eye contact feels so intimate, why it sends shivers through your body. It is not simply looking, it is an unspoken conversation happening beneath the surface. When a man engages in this silent dialogue with you, it is one of the strongest signs of flirtation. Understand this, not every look is intentional. Sometimes it slips out before he can control it, and that's the beauty of it. A glance can be practiced, a smile can be faked, but eyes that light up when they see you are impossible to disguise. That glow is raw, unfiltered truth, and when you become aware enough to notice it, you will never again doubt whether someone's interest is real. Remember, the eyes do not just observe, they reveal. They are a compass pointing to hidden emotions. They are a bridge between thought and action. They are a mirror reflecting the attention he cannot put into words. Trust them, because they rarely lie. So when you find his gaze returning to you again and again, when you sense the softness in the way he looks, when his eyes tell you more than his words ever could, understand that it is not a coincidence. It is a sign, a secret message written in silence, and it is meant for you to see. A smile is one of the most powerful signals a person can send. It is more than a curve of the lips. It is a window into the emotion beneath. While anyone can smile out of politeness, there is a clear difference between a gesture of courtesy and a smile that carries real feeling. When a man is flirting, his smile transforms. It has warmth, depth, and energy that cannot be mistaken once you learn how to see it. The genuine smile has certain qualities that the human mind recognizes instantly, even if you don't consciously notice it. Psychology explains that authentic smiles involve not just the mouth, but also the eyes. When someone is truly happy in your presence, tiny muscles around the eyes contract, creating a spark that no forced smile can replicate. When he smiles at you with that natural light in his eyes, it reveals more than friendliness. It reveals joy that you are near. Another way his smile changes is in its timing. A man who is flirting does not just smile when everyone else is smiling, he smiles when you smile. He picks up on your energy and mirrors it back to you. This synchronization is not planned, it is instinctive. Humans naturally mirror the emotions of those they are drawn to, and a genuine smile that follows yours shows a deep level of connection. Notice also how quickly his smile appears when you walk into the room. A polite smile often comes after a greeting, but a smile born from attraction emerges the instant his eyes meet you. It is spontaneous, unguarded, and impossible to hide. That sudden lift in his expression is his subconscious revealing how much your presence shifts his mood. There is also the lingering smile. This is when his grin stays a little longer than necessary, almost as if he doesn't want to let go of the feeling you just gave him. While most social smiles fade quickly, a smile rooted in attraction lingers, stretching seconds longer. It carries the message, "I'm enjoying this moment with you so much that I don't want it to end." That kind of smile is more than a sign, it is a confession without words. Pay attention to the way he smiles during conversation. When he is genuinely interested, his smile will appear at unexpected times, maybe when you say something ordinary, maybe when you share a small detail about your day. The fact that he smiles at these little things shows that he isn't just reacting to humor, he is reacting to you. This kind of behavior is subtle but deeply meaningful. It means his attention is not on the content of the words alone, it is on the person speaking them. Sometimes his smile carries playfulness. He may smirk slightly when you speak, almost as if he knows something others don't. That smirk can be his way of teasing without words, of creating a private exchange between the two of you. This type of smile builds tension, sending a message that his interest is not just casual. It is layered with curiosity and attraction. There's also a physical detail to observe. When someone smiles out of obligation, only the lips move. But when someone smiles because they are drawn to you, their whole face responds. The cheeks lift, the eyes soften, the entire expression brightens. This full face response cannot be faked consistently. It is the body revealing truth without permission. And there is something even more powerful than how he smiles. It is when he tries not to. A suppressed grin, the kind he quickly hides or bites back, is a giveaway of interest. This happens when he wants to keep his feelings subtle, but cannot completely mask them. That battle between restraint and emotion is a sure indicator that something deeper is happening beneath the surface. Think about how it feels when someone smiles at you in this way. You sense warmth, comfort, and lightness. It creates a spark inside you, and that spark is not accidental. It is emotional energy being exchanged. His smile is his way of saying, "I notice you. You make me feel something I can't ignore." This is why the smile is such a reliable sign of flirtation. It bypasses words and speaks directly to the heart. A smile also changes the atmosphere. If his energy lifts the moment he interacts with you, if the air feels lighter and more open, that is not coincidence. Attraction carries an energy that radiates, and a genuine smile is the outward display of that radiance. It shows not just that he is happy, it shows that you are the reason for his happiness in that moment. Remember this, a smile is more than a simple expression. It is one of the most universal ways humans communicate affection, admiration, and desire. When his smile feels different, when it feels alive and directed toward you, it is not a mistake. It is a sign written in the most natural language we all understand, even without words. So when you see that glow in his face, when you notice that his expression shifts instantly in your presence, when his grin lingers a little longer than necessary, understand that it is more than politeness. It is a message. It is attraction slipping through his control, revealing itself through the most genuine expression the human body can give when someone is drawn to you. Distance suddenly becomes uncomfortable for them. Attraction has a way of pulling two people closer, almost like an invisible force that neither can fully explain. This is why one of the clearest signals of flirting is when a man looks for opportunities to place himself near you. It may seem subtle, but the psychology behind it is powerful. People are naturally drawn to the things that capture their attention, and proximity is the body's silent confession of interest. Think about how humans behave in everyday life. We all tend to position ourselves near the things or people that make us feel good. When a man feels that spark around you, he will unconsciously move into your space. He may sit beside you when other seats are open, or he may find reasons to stand closer than necessary during a conversation. On the surface, it may look casual, but beneath it, his actions are being guided by attraction he cannot ignore. Pay attention to the patterns. Does he happen to appear near you often, even when he could easily be somewhere else? Does he walk alongside you when others don't? These little choices reveal something deeper. They show that being near you is not about chance. It is about intention. People rarely invest energy in being close to someone unless they feel drawn to them. One of the strongest signals is when he tries to bridge physical gaps. In crowded spaces, he may lean toward you, making sure you can hear him, even when it is not entirely necessary. That slight lean is not only about communication, it is about closeness. It creates a sense of connection, a private bubble where only the two of you exist. This is how attraction often speaks without words, by shrinking the space between two bodies. Psychology teaches that closeness creates comfort and trust. When he positions himself near you, he is not just seeking physical space, he is seeking emotional connection. Proximity is his way of saying, I feel safe around you. I want to be in your energy. This behavior is instinctive, a primal response that dates back to the human need for bonding and belonging. Notice also how he reacts when others step into that space. If his attention shifts back toward you, or if he subtly repositions himself to regain closeness, that is not accidental. It is a signal that he values the connection between you enough to protect it. The small act of adjusting his position shows that your presence matters more than the distractions around him. There is also a playful element in how men use proximity. He may stand just close enough for you to notice, testing how comfortable you are with his presence. He may find excuses to brush past you, to reach across you, or to share a space that could easily have been avoided. These are not random choices. They are subtle ways of creating familiarity, of making the atmosphere between you feel less distant and more personal. Even in conversation, closeness plays its role. When a man is only being polite, he will usually keep a safe, neutral distance. But when he is flirting, that line of space begins to shrink. He may lean closer when you speak, not because he cannot hear, but because he wants to be immersed in your words. That closeness is his way of showing that you hold his full attention. Proximity also reveals itself in movement. Watch how he behaves when the group shifts or when seats are available. Does he move closer to you without hesitation? Does he choose to walk by your side rather than ahead or behind? These small movements reveal attraction in ways words never could. They show that his instinct is to be with you, not apart from you. And here is something even more telling. When distance is forced, does he find ways to reduce it again? For example, if he is seated far from you, does he eventually drift closer through conversation or repositioning? This gradual adjustment is not something people consciously plan. It is the body's way of seeking comfort where it feels drawn. Attraction thrives on closeness, and when he is flirting, he will keep finding ways to close the gap. The truth is, we are all wired to be near what excites us. Just as people lean toward warmth on a cold day, a man who is interested will lean toward you again and again. He may not say it out loud, but his actions will reveal it in ways he cannot hide. Understand this, when someone chooses to be near you, it is not just about space, it is about connection. It is about the pull of energy that tells him, I want to be where you are. And once you become aware of this, you will see how powerful that signal truly is. His nearness is not random. It is attraction moving him closer, step by step, until you can no longer mistake it for coincidence. One of the most fascinating behaviors in human interaction is mirroring. Without even realizing it, people often copy the movements, gestures, and rhythms of those they feel connected to. This is not an act of imitation meant to mock or mimic. It is something much deeper. It is the subconscious saying, "I feel in tune with you." When a man is flirting, his body begins to reflect yours, as if you are both moving to the same invisible beat. Think about what this really means. Human psychology shows that mirroring builds rapport. When two people are in sync, it creates a sense of harmony and trust. This is why you feel more comfortable around someone who naturally mirrors your actions. It makes you feel understood, even without words. So when a man begins to align his posture with yours, to echo your movements, or to adjust his body to match your rhythm, it is rarely an accident. It is his way of saying, "I want to be connected to you." Watch how he reacts when you shift slightly in your chair. If he changes his position a few seconds later in a similar way, that is a sign of subconscious alignment. Notice if he crosses his legs after you cross yours, or if he leans forward when you do. These small signals may seem insignificant, but together they paint a clear picture of interest. His body is responding to you, almost as if following your lead. This behavior goes beyond posture. Mirroring often extends to gestures and expressions. If you touch your face, he may do the same soon after. If you laugh, his laughter may come with the same rhythm as yours. If you tilt your head, he might mirror that tilt without realizing it. These are all signs that his mind is tuned into yours, reflecting back the signals you sent. It shows that your presence is shaping his behavior in real time. Even speech can be mirrored. He may begin to pick up on your phrases, match your tone, or adjust his pace of speaking to align with yours. This is one of the most powerful forms of connection because it shows that he is not just listening, he is resonating. He's aligning with you in a way that goes deeper than conscious choice. The beauty of mirroring lies in its honesty. Unlike rehearsed compliments or carefully chosen words, mirroring cannot be faked for long. It is an instinctive response that bypasses thought. It reveals that his energy is naturally drawn to yours, that he feels a rhythm between you that he wants to keep alive, and that truth is far more valuable than anything he could ever say outright. Mirroring also signals comfort. People only mirror when they feel safe, when they sense a bond forming. If his actions reflect yours, it means he feels a natural ease in your presence. He is not guarded. He is not distant. He is open, and his body is showing it without him even realizing. That openness is a key element of flirting. It is the silent invitation to connection. Sometimes mirroring is subtle. It may be a small adjustment of his hand, a shift in his shoulders, or a shared rhythm of movement. Other times it is bold, like repeating your gestures with a playful smile. Both forms carry the same message. He is attuned to you. His subconscious is choosing connection over separation, similarity over difference. And here's the deeper truth. Mirroring is not just about him showing interest. It's also about the power you hold. Your presence is strong enough to influence his behavior. Your energy is shaping his actions without him even knowing it. That is the kind of quiet power you carry. You inspire alignment. You create harmony simply by being yourself. And that is something worth recognizing. When you see this sign, understand its weight. It is not about coincidence. It is not about habit. It is about attraction revealing itself through subconscious synchronization. His body is telling you, "I want to be on the same wavelength as you. I want to move with you, not apart from you." That message is clear, even when no words are spoken. Mirroring is proof that interest does not need to be shouted to be real. Sometimes it shows up in silence, in small echoes of your own movement, in shared rhythms you can feel but not explain. And when you notice it, you will understand that connection runs deeper than words. You will see that his actions are not random. They are reflections of the bond he feels with you. So pay close attention. When his gestures match yours, when his posture shifts after yours, when his energy seems to move in sync with your own, know that it is not by chance. It is the subconscious revealing what the conscious mind is not yet ready to admit. It is a secret sign of attraction, painted not in words but in rhythm, alignment, and unspoken harmony. Teasing has always been one of the oldest ways human beings show interest. But the truth is, not all teasing is the same. Some words are sharp and meant to wound. while others are light, playful, and filled with warmth. When a man is flirting, his teasing carries a different energy. It is not meant to put you down. It is meant to lift you up. It creates a spark, a small game between you and him that brings laughter, comfort, and a sense of closeness that feels almost effortless. Playful teasing works on a deep psychological level. From childhood, humans have used gentle play as a way to form bonds. Just as children laugh and tease to build friendships, adults carry the same instinct into their relationships. It is a sign of comfort, of wanting to create a private world where two people share a rhythm that others around them may not even notice. When he teases you, what he is really saying is, I feel comfortable enough with you to open the door to connection. Notice the tone behind his words. True flirting does not hide in cruelty. It comes with a softness, a smile, and a sense of respect. He may poke fun at something small, like the way you pronounce a word or a little habit you have, but it never crosses the line into making you feel less. In fact, it does the opposite. It makes you feel seen. It shows that he notices the small things about you, the details others overlook, and he chooses to highlight them in a way that feels light and playful. Teasing also creates shared moments. When he makes a small joke directed at you, he is carving out a space of intimacy that belongs only to the two of you. Even in a crowded room, that teasing exchange becomes a private conversation layered inside the larger one. It is his way of setting you apart from everyone else, of saying, I notice you in a way I don't notice anyone else. Psychology explains that humor is a powerful bonding tool. Laughter lowers barriers, eases tension, and builds trust. When someone makes you laugh, your brain releases chemicals that associate that person with comfort and joy. So when a man flirts through teasing, he is not only creating fun, he is creating an emotional connection that ties your sense of happiness to his presence. Pay attention to how he reacts after teasing you. A man who is flirting will often look for your response. He wants to see you smile, to hear your laugh, to feel that his effort created a spark. That small moment of waiting for your reaction reveals that his intention is not to hurt, but to connect. He is testing the waters, not of rejection, but of acceptance. And when you laugh back, it builds a rhythm, a flow that deepens the bond between you. Gentle teasing also creates equality. Instead of putting himself above you, he places himself beside you in a shared moment of fun. This kind of interaction shows that he values balance, that he does not need to dominate the exchange but wants to participate in it. That balance is a clear sign of genuine attraction, because real interest is never about control, it is about connection. Sometimes his teasing will even be self-directed. He may make small jokes at his own expense to make you laugh. This is another sign of flirting because it shows vulnerability. It takes confidence to laugh at oneself. And when he does this around you, it means he is willing to let down his guard to win your smile. Vulnerability is one of the strongest indicators of attraction because it shows that he wants to be real with you, not just polished and perfect. There is also a rhythm to flirting through teasing. It often comes in short bursts, like playful sparks scattered throughout the conversation. Too much and it feels forced, too little and it goes unnoticed. But when it happens naturally, sprinkled in the right moments, it builds anticipation and excitement. It keeps the energy alive between you, like a dance that neither of you wants to stop. Understand this. Teasing is not about the words themselves. It is about the intention beneath them. A man who cares will never use teasing to break you down. He will use it to bring lightness, to show attention, to draw you closer. The energy of his words, the smile behind them, and the way he waits for your reaction all reveal his true motives. And when those motives are rooted in admiration, you will feel it. So when you notice that he enjoys making you laugh, when his playful words are wrapped in warmth, when his small jokes make you feel lighter instead of smaller, recognize what is happening. This is not random humor. It is his way of building a bridge to you. It is his way of turning ordinary moments into shared memories. It is his way of showing that being with you excites him enough to create joy where none existed before. Teasing with care is not about testing your patience. It is about showing his affection in a form that feels natural and effortless. And once you recognize this pattern, you will see it for what it is, a sign that he is not just passing time with you, but truly reaching out to connect. His laughter with you, his playful remarks, and the lightness he brings are all signs that his interest runs deeper than simple words could ever express. One of the most powerful signs of real interest is memory. When a man remembers the little things you say, it is never by accident. Most people forget small details quickly because their mind is occupied with other priorities, but when someone truly values you, your words stay with them. They do not just hear you in the moment, they carry your voice with them long after the conversation has ended. This is why remembering small details is one of the clearest signals of flirting and deeper attraction. Think about the difference between polite listening and genuine attention. Polite listening often fades as soon as the conversation moves on. But genuine attention leaves an imprint. When he recalls your favorite coffee, the story you told about your childhood, or even the small complaint you made about your busy week, it shows that you are not just another passing interaction in his day. You are important enough to occupy space in his memory. That kind of recall speaks louder than any direct confession of feelings. This behavior is rooted in psychology. The brain naturally prioritizes information that is emotionally meaningful. When he is drawn to you, his mind highlights your words, storing them as significant. This means that even the smallest things, like the way you mentioned a song you love or a place you want to visit, become details he cannot let go of. His attention to these things reveals his desire to understand you on a deeper level. It is his way of connecting not just to who you are now, but to the story behind you. Notice how he uses these details. He might bring them up in later conversations, surprising you with how much he remembers. He might reference something you mentioned weeks ago, showing that he was listening even when you thought it was just a passing remark. This is not only a sign of interest, it is a sign of respect. Remembering small things is his way of saying, I value what you share with me. I care about your words because they matter to me. When a man is flirting sincerely, he doesn't only recall facts, he recalls feelings. He remembers how you reacted when you spoke, the emotion in your tone, the light in your eyes. And he may bring up those memories as a way to recreate that spark. For example, if you told him about a movie that made you laugh, he may suggest watching it together, not because of the movie itself, but because he wants to share the joy he saw in you when you described it. This kind of attention creates a strong emotional bond. When someone remembers your details, it makes you feel valued, seen, and understood. It tells you that your presence has an impact, that you are not easily forgotten. That feeling is powerful because at the core of human desire, everyone wants to feel significant in someone else's life. When his actions give you that significance, it is not random. It is a signal of affection. Pay attention to consistency. A single memory could be coincidence, but when he continuously recalls things about you, it shows a pattern. He might know your preferences without needing to ask again. He might anticipate your choices because he paid attention before. This consistency is proof that he is not just trying to impress you once, it is a reflection of genuine care. There is also a forward-looking element to this. A man who remembers the small things often uses them to build future interactions. If you mention wanting to try a certain restaurant, he may suggest going there. If you said you enjoy a specific author, he may send you a book recommendation. These actions show that he not only stores details but also acts on them to create shared experiences. That is a powerful sign that he is flirting in a meaningful way. Remembering small details also demonstrates emotional intelligence. It shows that he listens with more than his ears. He listens with his heart. He pays attention not just to the words, but to the person behind them. This level of awareness is rare, and when you encounter it, recognize it as a sign of sincerity, because a man who invests energy in remembering you is investing energy in valuing you. The truth is, memory is one of the purest forms of attention. It cannot be faked for long. If he remembers you, it means he has placed you in a special category in his mind. He holds on to the fragments of your story because they mean something to him. And that is one of the strongest, most genuine signals of attraction. So when you notice that he recalls the little things you thought no one noticed, when he surprises you with knowledge about your preferences, when his words reveal that your voice stayed with him beyond the moment, understand what it truly means. He is not just paying attention in the present. He is holding on to you in his mind, carrying you with him in silence. And that is a sign of interest that cannot be hidden. Because memory always reveals where the heart has been touched, is one of the oldest and most universal ways humans communicate connection. Long before words, people used touch to express safety, trust, and affection. And when a man is flirting, he often finds small, almost effortless reasons to bridge that physical gap. These moments may seem casual on the surface, but they carry layers of meaning. Because when someone is drawn to you, touch becomes more than movement. It becomes language. It might start subtly. A gentle brush of his hand against yours when you walk side by side, a light touch on your shoulder to get your attention, a quick tap on your arm during a laugh. These gestures are never random, they are signals. Each small contact is his way of testing closeness, his way of asking without words, "Do you feel the same spark I do?" Psychology shows us that touch has an immediate effect on the human brain. A light, respectful touch can release oxytocin, the hormone of bonding and trust. This is why even the smallest contact can create warmth, comfort, and connection. When he reaches out in these subtle ways, his actions reveal something deeper than politeness. They show a desire to shorten the distance, to feel near you, to create a bridge between his world and yours. Pay close attention to the nature of these touches. Flirting touches are brief, respectful, and often paired with a smile or laughter. They do not pressure you, they are invitations, not demands. This is what separates genuine interest from unwanted advances. When a man truly likes you, his touch carries gentleness. It respects your space while at the same time offering connection. That balance is where attraction lives. Look also at the timing. He often touches during moments of joy, during shared laughter, or when the conversation feels alive. This timing matters because it shows that his physical gestures are connected to emotional energy. He wants to anchor that positive feeling with closeness. It is his way of tying your joy to his presence, making the memory of him linked with comfort and happiness. Touch also reveals courage. For many men, making the first move into physical closeness is a risk. It requires vulnerability because it opens the possibility of rejection. When he reaches out, even in a small way, it shows that his feelings are strong enough to overcome that fear. His actions may look simple, but beneath them is a quiet bravery. He is willing to take that chance just to feel closer to you. Sometimes his touches will come with excuses. Maybe he brushes lint off your sleeve. Maybe he offers a high five that lingers just a little longer than it should. Maybe he guides you gently through a doorway with a hand on your back. These moments appear casual, but they are carefully chosen. They allow him to create closeness without crossing boundaries, showing interest without forcing it. Touch also builds memory. The human body remembers experiences of connection. That single moment of contact can leave an impression that words often cannot. You may find yourself replaying it in your mind long after it happened, and that is exactly what makes it so powerful. A gentle touch speaks to parts of us that logic cannot reach. It goes straight to emotion, bypassing thought, and leaves us with a lingering feeling of closeness. But perhaps the most important sign is consistency. If his touches happen often, if they appear in many different settings, if he looks for ways to close that distance again and again, then you are seeing more than coincidence. You are seeing intention. And intention is one of the clearest signs of true attraction. It is also worth noticing how he reacts after touching you. A man who is genuinely interested will watch for your response. He wants to see if you lean in or pull away, if you smile or grow distant. That reaction tells him whether his feelings are welcomed. This shows that his interest is not about control, but about connection. He cares about how you feel, and he adjusts based on your comfort. That is what makes his touch meaningful rather than careless. There is a softness in these gestures that is impossible to fake. The way he places his hand lightly, the way he withdraws respectfully if you seem uncomfortable, the way he matches his body language to yours, all of these reveal care. And care is the foundation of genuine attraction. So when you notice these small touches, when you feel his hand brush yours a little more often than chance would allow, when his gestures come with warmth and respect, understand what is happening. This is not just physical contact. This is emotion turned into movement. This is interest expressed in the language of the body. This is his way of showing you, without speaking, that being close to you feels right. Attraction is not only in the eyes or the words, it is in the unspoken energy of touch. And when a man finds reasons, again and again, to close that distance in ways that make you feel safe, valued, and seen, you are witnessing one of the strongest signs of real flirtation. His touch is not accidental, it is intentional. It is his way of saying, I want to be near you. And that message, spoken through action rather than words, can be more powerful than any confession he could ever make. One of the clearest signs that a man is flirting with you is the way he gives you his undivided attention. In a world full of constant distractions, true focus has become rare. Most people glance at their phones, split their time between conversations, or drift in and out of awareness. But when someone is genuinely interested in you, everything else fades into the background. His eyes stay with you, his ears listen fully, and his energy rests on your presence. That kind of focus is not common, it is deliberate. You can feel the difference between casual interest and deep attention. Casual interest is fragmented, it wanders and slips away easily. But deep attention locks in, and it holds. When a man is drawn to you, he is not just hearing your words, he is absorbing them. He notices the pauses, the tone of your voice, the expressions on your face. He studies the way you move, not in a critical way, but in a way that reveals he values every detail of your presence. Psychology teaches us that attention is the purest form of love and interest. People give their focus to what they find valuable. When he listens without interrupting, when he waits for you to finish before speaking, when his eyes stay steady on yours, he is showing that, in that moment, you are the most important person in his world. That is one of the strongest forms of silent flirting because it proves that you matter more than the noise around him. Notice his body language. A man who is truly attentive will often lean in slightly, closing the gap without realizing it. His shoulders will face you. His body will angle toward yours. These are subconscious signs that he is not just present, he is invested. His posture reflects his focus, showing you that he is mentally and physically drawn to you. There is also something powerful about the way he removes distractions when you are near. If he silences his phone, if he avoids scanning the room, if he resists the urge to check the clock, it means he values the time with you. He wants to give you the rare gift of full presence. And in today's fast-moving world, that gift is more valuable than any material gesture. Another layer of undivided attention is the way he remembers the rhythm of the conversation. He responds thoughtfully, not just with quick reactions. He asks follow-up questions that show he was truly listening. He does not rush the dialogue. Instead, he allows it to flow, giving you space to express yourself fully. This level of attentiveness is more than politeness. It is evidence of admiration. There is also emotional focus. When he listens, he is not only capturing your words, but also your feelings. He notices when your tone shifts, when your eyes light up, or when your voice softens. And he reacts accordingly. If you are excited, he matches your energy. If you are calm, he settles into your rhythm. This synchronization is not accidental. It comes from genuine care and attraction. He wants to feel what you feel because, on some level, he is already connected to you. Pay attention to silence as well. A man who is flirting sincerely will not fear quiet moments. Instead, he will let them exist comfortably because his focus is not about filling space with words. It is about being fully present with you. Comfortable silence between two people is one of the strongest signs of intimacy. It means he does not need distractions. Your presence alone is enough. Consistency also plays a role here. One attentive moment could be kindness, but repeated moments reveal something deeper. If every time you speak he gives you the same level of focus, then it is not random, it is intentional. This pattern shows that you are not just temporarily interesting, you are important enough to command his energy again and again. That reliability of focus is a silent confession of his feelings. The power of attention is that it makes you feel seen. When someone gives you undivided focus, it tells you that you are worthy of time, worthy of space, and worthy of care. This feeling is deeply motivating because it touches the human desire to be valued. At the core of psychology, everyone longs to be significant in someone else's eyes. His undivided attention tells you that, to him, you already are. It is also worth noticing how he reacts to interruptions. If someone else tries to step into the conversation, watch how he responds. Does he shift back quickly to you? Does he find a way to continue the dialogue with you even in a group setting? If so, it shows that his focus is not easily broken. You remain his priority, even when the environment tries to pull him away. That persistence is a powerful sign of real attraction. Undivided attention is rare, and that is what makes it meaningful. Anyone can send compliments or playful words, but not everyone can remove the world's noise to fully connect with another human being. When he gives you that level of focus, it is not just flirting. It is respect, admiration, and desire woven into one. It is his way of saying, without speaking, you matter to me more than anything else right now. So when you notice that his eyes do not drift, that his body remains turned toward you, that his energy is steady and present, understand the truth. You are not competing with his phone, with the crowd, or with his thoughts. You are the center of his attention. And in those moments, his actions reveal the clearest signal of all. You are the one who holds his interest, his curiosity, and perhaps even his heart.